What's going
Welcome to the
on?
Scale
Oh,
Builders Guild. Oh, it's the only time I get to be first.
oh, for tonight, I need to. Oh, my audio is not going to be right.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just,
too bad. Welcome everyone to the internet. Um, well,
yes.
I, you know what? I'm just gonna say it first. Congratulations, Josh. Well deserved. You did an amazing job. There's no doubt in my mind that you were gonna win anyway. But I do think I made you sweat ever so slightly.
It was definitely close. It was not a, I mean, for real though, I was very close in a lot of ways. You know,
Yes,
the last week went well for me, not gonna lie, which was a
totally.
bonus, which was great.
Yes.
Um,
Went slightly less well for me. I mean, the two sides to that coin though. I did get to 60 on 4S, and I felt really great about that.
yes,
Because I was like,
which
all right,
it was
closer.
good. I was, and I think that the biggest difference is that, yeah, you got to 60 on 4S with no arrow.
Right.
I think the only difference between the two is that mine really did just drive.
Oh man, did it ever? And
It was just
in
it just drove. Just
in
straight,
straighter lines too. It
very
didn't
straight.
want to. It didn't want to go left or right very aggressively all of a sudden.
Yeah. No, it pretty much just, yeah, it went in the direction that I pointed it, and it pretty much stayed in that direction.
Right. Yeah. Mine, for whatever reason, it was a lot touchier. And I think it's, well, I mean, by the end, it was just basically a stock, slightly lower truck
With a lot of power.
with a lot too much power. I think I
Yes.
said it best in my video when I said, do not do this. Don't, don't do this at home. Don't. Oh,
The-
pardon my noob said we're both losers, which is totally true.
Everybody's losers here.
Yeah, I think the biggest loser in my situation is the actual truck itself, which I've cut to over on my side. So if you are interested in seeing what happened to the truck and with the state that it's in, come on over to my channel. I'm just gonna take the body off here as best I can. Uh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah. So anyway, these frame rails are supposed to go forward, but they've bent completely vertical. Like when it hit the curb here, I'll just get this out of the way if I can. Well, it's still slightly attached, but you can see right here, that's one of the frame rails there, and that's the other one. I'll lift it up so everybody on your channel can see too. But yeah.
I when you sent me the video of it last night, so after I had recorded my runs, Matt and I were like, well, we knew that there's no changing anything at that point. It was all about just finishing editing the videos.
Yeah.
So we shared
at that point.
we shared our speed, and he sent me a photo or a little video of the actual frame, and I literally I just had no words. Just knowing how stout the C-channel rails on the TRX4 are, and seeing them folded underneath of the front axle somehow.
Yeah, like it did. It's sort of like the shape of it now is sort of like up and then very down.
And then backwards.
And then backwards, yeah. Like oh my god. But the good news is the axles appear to be completely fine. Even the front one. Despite totally grenading it.
Did you completely destroy that front tire? This side. Did you rip through it?
No.
The actual rubber of the tire. Oh, it looks like the high part is all destroyed. Maybe it's just something else that's on there.
Oh, that's the grease from the shock exploding.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bauhaus, I gotta say, crappy quality on your battery tray. Like
these things didn't even. These are the warranty emails we get. I was just driving down the street, and all of a sudden, the battery tray exploded.
I don't get it. It's kind of lame. Like, I literally it was just a completely stock truck, and it went over a little bump and exploded. Yeah. All things considered, though, it looks pretty horrible right now. And I know Traxxas probably won't be so apt to overnight me another set of rails at this point.
So you know what? Maybe just snail mail's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I don't want that right now either. We'll talk about that later on. Remind me about snail mail. I am going to rebuild it, and I'm going to rebuild it back to its original intention, which is to be a 6x6 crawler. I loved this challenge. It was so fun. I don't really want to have this thing go fast anymore. I think my speed is, crawling speed is a little bit more my style, I think. I did have an amazing time, though. Thank you very much to Traxxas. Thank you very much to Proline for not just hosting the poll today, which you also won. We'll get into that as well. But for providing the tires and the wheels and just being amazingly good sports about this whole thing, Traxxas and Proline. Yes. Really, I think, solidified this at being the benchmark now for Monthly Mayhem going forward.
It was pretty good. And we have to come up with some really good ideas to make them any better than this.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do
thanks
that.
to RC Dave for his donation. And he says a few words of advice for Matt: try harder, which is only 2 words, but
you know what?
I'll allow
try a lot harder.
Yeah,
I think we can try that. Man, I gave it my darndest. I really think that my biggest mistake was running all of week 4 with a very twitchy servo.
That was quite interesting to see how much it was moving. Obviously, it was throwing things off
big time. Because 6S is stupid, but if I had last week on 4S,
yeah,
with all the aero, I think that probably with the proper servo installed, I think it would have been a much different experience for me.
Yeah, which after we had discussed, and I finished this challenge with a stock servo on the stock plastic servo horn.
Yes, that's really amazing.
That is impressive. I'm gonna say
it just speaks to the quality of this platform.
Oh, I'm not saying that's a quality servo horn. I'm patting myself on that. That's not a good servo or horn. No. I'm just saying, congrats to me for that. Joe gave me $5. Joe's the one who made all my stickers for me, including the number 3 and the
very
coffin dance. Pour one out for Matt.
Well, I'd still stick to Smell You Later. I think that was a really funny sticker.
I'll be working on the Snail Builders Guild t-shirts. So.
The joke for me was I've already started mocking up my t-shirts, even though I lost both challenges. I was going to do a shirt that said, "I have curb appeal," which is very funny.
I think it is. Ryan Davis asking, Josh, what are those 2 KOH buggies above your VS410 Ultra? Oh, that would be Ripper number 75 and Ripper number 135. Those 2 are new, fresh, finished builds that are going to be made available to some people. What? That's right.
I'll buy one.
I'll buy that for $1.
I'll buy that for $1. What servo? Somebody was asking what servo. Chris Brown, thank you for the $1.99. It was a 2255 brushless waterproof Traxxas servo that was glitching out. But I don't know if it was from this challenge or I broke it previous, but there's a lot of play in there, and there shouldn't be.
No, there should not be. So yeah, that was
right in the trash.
Yeah, no, that one's done as well. My tires are done. I will say that.
Yeah, they looked like they were done.
One of them had let go on me, actually. And that was on my well, there was a couple of runs that I didn't cut into it because surprisingly enough, the truck going past at 61 or 63 or 62 looks almost the same as 65. So how many times can you show it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, mine looks a lot different when it's going 60 into a brick or a cement curb.
Just the sound that it made when it hit that curb.
I was more impressed with the sound it made as it was going in that direction. Like the whoa. It was more like a buzz. It was like this really heavy buzz. It was like an ASMR sound, actually. And I don't know if you can see it in the video or not, but the whole truck is just sort of like dancing around.
Yeah. It's
because it just wants to let go.
I could see it did the same thing on you this time that it did the time that you ran it in the curb before and the time I hit my foot, which is once it gets heavy up on one side, it just wants to drive in an arc and you have no control.
Right. So it didn't matter how much steering input I gave it. It was going that way.
And they're going so fast usually by that time that, you know.
What could I have done, really? Like, I mean, even if I had applied full brake, which in this every case, I think brake is at like 10%. So if I do throw it into full brake, it doesn't spin the spur clean off.
Well, in my so what
That's
I had
the
found,
thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, my brake. I think I actually had my brake at like 20. I had around 20 or 25%. And I could lay into the brake pretty good, but you only had one shot at it, and you had to stay in it because otherwise it would go into reverse.
Exactly. So. And you have to apply full brake on the transmitter. Otherwise, I found that there was like if you let off, it's not like there's a drag brake. It doesn't go.
No. Yeah,
it just keeps going.
Yeah. That's all there is to it. And
anyway,
it was mine. I don't know 100% when mine. And sorry for the constant cat interference and cat butt in videos lately. Nicole will be back soon, and Sookie will get the attention that she is so starved for. But because at this point, I'm the only one here, and she's just not getting enough attention.
No.
So, but yeah, we both had our steering rate turned way. I had my steering rate higher than yours. Mine was at yours was at 10%. Mine was 10% at 30. And it was just my car. It did drive very straight.
Right. I mean, a lot of it is that aero package. You did a tremendously good job on that. Like if I were to do this again, I would want to have exactly that under tray. That's how good it was.
Yeah. It did great. And it really, once I finished that, the whole car changed and it was a lot different.
And it looked bloody brilliant. I got to say, man, like,
yeah, no, it was the front splitter. I didn't change a lot performance wise between last week and this week.
You had it pretty much dialed.
So the front splitter though, and I think moving the ESC really just, it sat the whole thing down in the front and then it was even better.
Yeah. Did you see in some of my runs when I still had the front kind of wing on there, it was actually like lifting like the whole rear end. It was like
yes, what am I'm drinking? This is a celebratory Bloody Mary.
You know what? I wanted to have a conciliatory pizza, but Rebecca was already making Mexican rice bowls. So
I had thought the exact same thing. I was like, I'm going to have pizza tonight, and I'm going to go to bed because Matt and I are both exhausted,
tired.
One from spending, I think, like all of our energy has been so focused on this. We should talk about hours into this project, but not just that. Like, I know you were texting me last night at like 10:30 or so, which would have made it,
which is 1:30
your time.
1:30 in the
So-
morning. I didn't get to bed till 2:30.
And I didn't finish editing and uploading until 1:30. So, yeah.
It was a late night.
Yes.
Carson Sully sent me $5. Thank you very much. Is the self-driving TRX-6 still going to be a thing? Yes, but it's going to be a TRX-4. I'm going to use the Unimog hardbody project, and NVIDIA, because somehow NVIDIA are also RC people. NVIDIA is sending me one of their Jetson Nanos, which is sort of their AI for self-driving cars. That's their application for it. So they're sending me one of those. So we're going to redo that whole challenge for myself at some point, which is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I was stripping the titanium off of the bottom of my barge boards because I want to keep this. This was expensive.
Right? Yeah.
Titanium's not cheap, guys.
I had I had bought myself some sheets of actual carbon fiber in case I needed them, which luckily at this point in the competition that was not needed. But
we could take them out again.
We could. I mean,
I don't know how.
My tires, they don't have anything left to give me. And I'm still glad that I went with the Hoosiers because I think that they held me up to the style that I needed, and it took me to the speed that I needed, and they gave me the style that I wanted. But I would probably go back to the reactions that I ran previously. And since I don't have to care as much about style, I could just really glue the piss out of them.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if it was like, I think my tire selection was just fine.
I think so as well.
This is what they're built for.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going through some of the comments. I quickly cut over to the bench view again, just so people could catch another glimpse of it, because it's ruined. It's so ruined. I liked this. I thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, it didn't last for you.
No, because again, it was the week that steering was an issue.
Yep. Yeah, that was the Dale C thinks that if you had a better road that you could have got faster than me.
Yeah, maybe like the thing about that road was it was quiet and fairly wide, but it wasn't probably the smoothest.
So that's
the problem with Canada. Canada just has that problem. We don't have very smooth roads because it's constantly freezing and thawing. It's just,
that's definitely. And my road was reasonably smooth, not fantastic. It had 2 manhole covers that were staggered and with a expansion joint kind of between where they were. So no matter which route I took, I was going to hit one of those or have to split either way. So it was at my startup end. So I was kind of almost, you can see it in the video because it's right as I'm kind of, every time there's a little bit of a pop. And it was always what I was afraid I was just going to just annihilate my front air dam or splitter on.
Yep. Yeah. At points, it looked like you got a little out of control at those regions too. Like right at the beginning, there was a little bit of this. Was that just to avoid the? It was usually
right after I'd kind of pop over them, and that was when I would have to heavily lay into my throttle.
Oh, really?
And
because to make up the distance. Yeah,
because the road was good enough, but I couldn't go too much further because it would curve, and it curved on both sides. There was only a certain length of a tangent section there. So I just had to get past that, roll into it, feel like I was in it long enough for it to top out, and then hit the brakes and try and slow.
I think I was a little over-pinioned as well.
I went up in pinion, and I'm not, I wasn't actually disappointed that I did that either, just to keep the RPMs a little lower almost. I feel like I didn't get them up as far, but who knows? I could have overspun the motor if I didn't.
Yeah.
Um,
I at the end there for my 60 mph run, I was on a 20-tooth pinion, and it did get to about 30,000 plus
yeah.
RPM. So that's about right, isn't it?
Yep.
In the power
Yep.
zone, yeah. But on 6S, a 20-tooth was way too much. I should have gone down to like 16 probably.
That's what I ended up going to. I was on a 13. I went up to a 16.
All right. See, my in hindsight, and if I had had a better designed car, yeah,
it was
like it's so dumb. I had an under tray on the deadbolt, on the drag bolt. I mean,
you did.
Why didn't I just do that again?
And I tried
it worked.
The drag bolt. I had planned it the whole time, even worked on it in like one of the early weeks, and then just like didn't get it on. Finally got it on in the last week, but I didn't have it on long enough to test beforehand. And the tires in that one, when they grew, were coming up and touching it, and so I had to just rip it off, and that was the last. And that kind of brings me back around to the whole hours thing. Like, there's a million things that you're like, oh, you guys should have done that. You should have done that. I'm already in the fab and design and print and cut and redesign and recut and retest and film and edit. I don't think there's any way I'm under 250 hours into it.
No, I'm right there with you, man. This was, and when I wasn't designing or printing or repairing, of which there was a ton of for me, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like constantly thinking about it, and like not sleeping, because I'm like, what can I do to fix that or change that? Or is that going to be right? Is that enough? What could I do differently? It's not just physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, the other thing is
sure, I mean, you can just plop a battery in the ESC in and go, and you'll probably get close to the same speeds. I'm not saying this is impossible or something anybody can't do. It's very doable. But
oh, sure.
When you're doing it against somebody,
and you're trying to make decent content,
right? And you're that's the thing. Content is king. And yeah. I think we put on a really good show for everybody this time. Win or lose, I think we both won in that regard.
Right. It's gotta look good. It's gotta be something that puts out a decent. So much to that.
Yeah. It was super fun though, Josh. Thank you very much for participating with me. Again, this was something that we kind of noodled about. We were like, well, we should really revisit speed again. And then it's like, well, what platform are we going to use? Yeah. I don't remember who came up with it. I think it might have been me who was like, well, I do have a TRX-6 sitting here.
Yeah, that was. I don't remember how this one came about. I know we wanted to do speed again. Yeah,
that was first.
It was however it came about. But yeah, it's just like, that would be a good one. Because we couldn't just take another solid axle car that we had. It just wouldn't have been.
No, it had to be something really out there. And I think this really fit the bill in that regard. So thanks again to Traxxas. Thanks again to Josh. Thanks again to Proline. And thanks again to everybody who was watching. Because
the views were great too.
Views are great for our channels. Like between this week and last week for episode 4, week 4, I've had over 20,000 views in a week.
Yeah. So here's what happened on the last run, burnout, and launch.
Did you split the tire? Lift it up a little bit higher.
So it let go on me on the last run. It had been a bit of an issue before that. I could tell it was, it was doing something. Like I thought it was a rubbing issue, but the tire, it's not consistent around that. And it looks like the bead tore slightly in one spot. And then so I think it was growing just in that spot more than others, which caused it to tear. And I'm lucky. I'm guessing it's the other 3 wheels in the back of the vehicle that kept it from just careening out of. But it was interesting. It wanted to go straight. Luckily,
Yeah, lucky you.
I will say that the rear housing on this side, I think I've damaged the housing.
Okay.
Because I had to really try and get things to stay put without wanting to walk around a lot. So I took it all apart, tightened it up as best I could from the back of the Jeep, and just went with that.
Mine's still pretty good. I think it's normal for the front tire to be like 4 inches higher than the other 2 tires in the rear. Somebody was asking here, who was it? Mark Gill. While your frame is bent, can you do a high jump with the TRX6? No, and I'm going to show you why. Because it's really broken. It's like so broken, guys. It's not driving anywhere or doing anything. I am gonna replace everything though, and I'm gonna fix it, get it back to normal.
I honestly think mine's gonna stay exactly.
You should leave it exactly like that, and take it to shows and show people and say, "Yep, this is the fastest TRX6 in the world."
Yep, I'll probably redo the rear under tray portion since it's just a small part that it's actually a lot of things to replace because that diffuser is so many pieces and I got to take it all apart, put it all. But I feel like I'll do that, and maybe I'll put a set of wheels and tires on it, and try one more time. Who knows?
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
So, see if I can match your frame job.
All it takes is that speed and a curb.
Yeah. That I wonder how the high jump idea is an interesting idea. I wonder how high I could get. I will not be finding out. I actually really
the email is already into Traxxas for the next challenge.
We'd like to see how high we could jump a TRX6. Please send spare chassis rails.
Yeah, I need it.
Hey, thank you, David Olson, for $10 in it. Thank you both for the maximum effort. The best thing I've seen on YouTube in years. Insane.
Oh, wow.
Very much
That's
appreciated.
nice. It was super fun. And these are a lot of work in terms of the engineering and the thinking and the doing and the filming and the editing and everything. But it's all so worth it if we're able to entertain people. And that's sort of the idea with these anyway, right? It's friendly competition. All the jokes aside and all the other stuff, it really is just about having a good time. And I think that was evident in this one, big time. Foot goes here.
Foot go is all. I think.
Is that all it says now? Foot go. Foot go. Oh man, I'm glad I have a spare body still because I'm gonna need it. There was a little bit of damage done to the body. It's fairly split through there. Oh wait, it's a puppet now. Why are you so mean to me? Why did you hurt me so much, Matt?
Oh, that. The trying to go with the Patronus livery was a sophisticated choice.
I know, and I don't think many people got it, if I'm honest. I think it might have gone over their proverbial heads.
I just there was a couple of comments. It's like Matt had me till he went with that teal color. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I think that's a.
You can't beat, honestly, what I liked about, and I feel like I overcooked it. You know, I had a good idea. I overcooked it. If I had just kept it a little more simple, I think it would have been better. But I really did like the look of your truck. It looks mean. And I think that's what got you a lot of votes, is that it looks aggressive.
And honestly, I didn't put a lot of thought into that. It just kind of
No,
you know what?
Clearly you put no thought into it.
If you just cut everything out of black, it kind of looks like it. You like started adding color accents, and I'm like, oh man, I never thought of that. Like, if I would have only had white plastic, like it would have just been white and black. Like,
yeah, for sure.
There wasn't any like I'm gonna do everything out of black, and that
the murder bus.
The only thing that I didn't was that I had designed the a front like deflector plate for this area here,
and
so
you didn't put it on.
I was just like, I like it better with a little bit of a gray accent.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed.
So I left
McLean Customs says he dislikes Lewis Hamilton, so that didn't help. Well, joke's on you, man. Number 77 is the other team driver, Valtteri Bottas, and also the year I was born. So how do you like that? What else about this project?
You know, there were still so many things that I wish I could have done. And didn't have time for. Like, there's so many other little like I would have liked to get back into all of the axles once more, but the amount of time, you know, just to
a lot of effort
to simplify some things, take some things out. Like I was going to leave the diffs open. I didn't need the cable actuated stuff. I could have got rid of a bunch of that. Maybe, you know, it's talking like about lapping gears. I'm like, you know, it's like changing bearings, pulling rubber shields out of bearings, or swapping to a lower friction bearing.
Yeah.
You know, removing grease and putting oil in the bearings instead. Like all of those things,
all kinds of things.
They do add up. And like in the end, it could have possibly been
it could be a 70-mile-per-hour car.
It could possibly trying what doing rear wheel drive only would do. Like there's so many things I would have loved to have tried. There was just no time.
No. A month goes by very quickly.
Especially when you have to spend, you know,
when you got to work, right? Like I had 3 major jobs all land right in the middle of this project.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah. And Scale News Up, like I work and then Scale News Up. Mondays are just Scale News Update. I have to come home and I basically come home, check if there's any other news that I missed. And then I get to filming, editing, and doing all of the rest of the stuff. And it takes every Monday, no matter what, it's midnight before I'm in bed.
Yeah, for sure. It's a long, it's a slog for sure.
So,
somebody was asking if the FPV survived. Funny story. So not captured on film, and I can't show you any of that footage because when it hit the curb at speed, the mount where see if I can, I can just pull it off because it's broken anyway. I've mounted it to this front plate where the mini battery tray is on the front, in front of the servo on the TRX models. When it hit the curb, that exploded out of the front of the truck, and the run cam survived. The camera itself survived, but there was so much G-force on the camera that it expelled the micro SD card, and that's lost forever. And it's not, somebody else said it was a Kia dealership. It's not, it's their head office. So there weren't any security cameras so far as I know, but if there are, they're probably laughing their asses off.
Exactly. I can only imagine. I'm like, look, guys, that guy's back. Look,
he's
look
doing it again.
Look at him picking up all these little pieces. He's got the camera. Do you see this?
It would probably be one of those like every like 2 frames per second kind of camera though, or 15 frames per second.
Exactly.
So it wouldn't be there in one frame, and then the next it would be just this splatter of parts everywhere. Oh man, it was so good though. I wish that I still had that. I should go back and look for that micro SD card. Although it rained.
Yeah, I was just and the
Sprinklers.
sprinklers were on. I was like, oh my god! I could have just seen that thing landing in a way that just shot water into it. Take out the receiver. Would have made everything even more better.
I know. All good though. A great challenge. That makes for the 5, because we've done 5 now, right?
Drag bolt. Making a car not fly.
Throwing cars off roofs.
Ultra fusion.
Inferno.
Inburno. Yeah, then this one.
Yeah, so that's 5. So 3-2 for you.
Let's see, because I won the drag bolt.
Do you really have to count them up like this?
I'm trying to think of what the 3 is. And this one, which one was my other win?
Inferno.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that one.
What? Did you think you didn't win that one?
Well, that was one like we never really like came up with a way for people to vote or anything. We just kind of
that's true. Yeah.
Threw it out there. We're just like, we should make burnout cars, and then
yeah, that's true. That one wasn't really a who
like,
can win.
I didn't really,
you didn't
I didn't really mimic a commercial.
No.
Didn't my tires were spinning, but it was
okay. So then it's 3-2 for me.
Yeah.
Yes. No, we'll call it a draw on that one. So it's actually 3-3. 2-2. Fine.
Or
2-2.
Either way you want to call
it. Yeah. Somebody said something really funny. JDM JDK killed in action on Kia property. KIA. KIA. That's good. I like that. Slow speed contest next. Use time lapse.
Oh God.
We already talked about that. We talked about that 2 weeks ago, I think, on this very show, where we were like,
yes.
Well, if you get enough reduction, it'll never move.
Right.
In our lifetime. Which could be fun as well.
Yeah. Hey, Gene Masters, thanks for the donation. The mashup of Mad Max versus My Little Pony.
that was all Video 22 in his story, where it was My Little Pony. And I actually, I was like, I can see it.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of funny.
It makes sense. Yeah, it was very funny. It was nice that people were participating in our humor.
Backyard Slick, the donation as well. Microscale challenge. Now, I actually want to get my 1/24th build, which is down there, is something I actually want to get done, because I've got a pretty good plan for that. I've started the CAD work on it already. I think that I'm going to use this carbon fiber that I've got a plenty of here now, that I bought a big reserve of for this challenge, just in case. And so while it may not be Monthly Mayhem, because 1/24 scale vehicles are quite difficult to make do things, being that they are.
Oh, you can't drive them very well, but you can make them look pretty cool.
You can make them look cool, but like just the drivetrains in them do not lend themselves to a lot.
Not any speed runs, that's for sure.
Right.
I've got another special delivery here for one of these guys come.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I've been keen to see how this layout is, because it's not technically an Element, right?
Yeah.
This is like an RGT rebrand.
It looks like it's kind of looks like they maybe molded some Element style axles and bumpers and body, but
yeah. The drivetrain and everything, but it's cool because it's got a divorce transfer case and forward mounted transmission and motor and
it's got standard style standard style ring and pinion, like a what was the Horizon one? I've got it over there. The Barrage 1/24 scale.
Oh, the Barrage 1/24, or the Did the Proline one have? No, it had worm gear.
I was gonna say I didn't own that one.
Yeah, it's worm gear. SAF. Anybody know what that stands for? Is that like sick as?
Yeah, sick as.
Sick as, bro. Sick as.
Or yeah, that's it. Or solid axle front. It was the only other way that I knew it.
The drive shafts are weak. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to unbox that and do a video and play with it in the backyard. And finally put the JL body on my other SCX24 that I got up there. And then maybe we'll do a shootout or something, because it's not really my style to do those at all. But
why not?
Why not? Maybe we'll do that.
Yes. So there's so many things that I'm ready to get done now that I've been holding off on.
So many projects.
Sookie's trying to start an OnlyFans over here.
Is that for the pornography? Is that where you go for the pornography? Oh, before I forget, Digital Mike, who won the van body a couple weeks back when I was giving that away, he never came back. He never claimed it. So I'm going to give it away tonight. But you have to be in my chat window.
There you go. Just steal the views. Steal the views.
Here they come. Come on over, baby. I'm back, baby. So we'll give that one away. Just post in the chat. I'll pick someone at random tonight while you're here. That way,
So go over there, make a comment, then you can come back, and then when you're watching.
Yeah. I just need the concurrent viewers to spike. That's all I want to see. If we get over 200, say. Oh yeah, and hit the like button too.
Oh, Jesse Schultz over here in my channel says this is a Carol Baskins move, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
That's why I like Jesse.
Oh man, the chat window is just blowing up. Kaboom. I'll never choose anybody.
Kevin Major or something like that is saying you guys should do a boat mayhem, which has definitely been on the list a number of times.
Yeah, it has. We've talked a lot about some way to do boating.
Yes, and because I agree, it should happen.
We've got to figure out a way to do that.
The only difficult thing about that is testing.
Right.
Yeah,
it could be one and done. It's the quickest week ever.
Yeah, shit.
It's like that one time I flew a drone into a lake.
Right.
It's like, well, that's the end of that drone. It was like, it had one of those old school antennas, so I was like, weird.
Yeah, so this is her new thing, where she sits behind me on the chair and then annoys scratch
claws right into your back.
Nicole says, I accidentally commented in Matt's chat earlier. I was requesting you don't get my sweet kitten drunk.
Oh, that was you. Yeah. I saw that earlier and I was like,
what that means is that she was watching your channel instead of mine.
Oh yeah. So, your whole family watches my channel.
I was discussing Monthly Mayhem with Nicole, who is at her parents' house in Kansas right now. And Nicole's like, Matt really should win the next one. And her mom in the background, who is one of your fans, says he needs to try harder.
Wow. Such a double-edged sword. JDMJDK, thanks for the $4.99. Yep, I'm a Baja Ray driver. I like good Baja Ray. I want a super Baja Ray. I want the big one. Video 22. I'm just here for the free stuff. Well, there is a van body up for grabs.
Yeah.
Still in the bag. Never opened.
Nicole says she, meaning her mom, is Matt's #1 fan.
Yeah. I did. Gene Master sent me $5 too. Thanks, man. How about an amphibious crawler comp? That's a great idea. We talked about that too, right?
We did. We did something like that, you know, the land and water combination.
Yeah, that would be good. Inspector 71 just said we could stay in a van down by the river. Van down by. He was always doing this. Lots of this.
Yes, the toy Boda challenge or the hovercrafts. You know, that's always an option.
Hovercraft too. And a hovercraft is an amphibious vehicle.
It is. It's also technically a. It's like a, what do they call it? It's like a pilot's license type thing. Experimental aircraft.
Right.
It's an experimental aircraft.
Moose Jaw suggested a creepy Uncle Matt van build-off. We need creepy Uncle Albert to get involved.
Yes.
Pardon my noob when you need him the most.
Hover tank plane. This sounds like something right out of South Park.
Or Top Gear.
Yes. We will name it Jeff.
Was that their electric car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geoff. Jeff.
Jeffrey.
It was like the iJeff or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's something like that. Oh man, what a great challenge! I'm glad it's over though.
I literally could not be happy that it's over.
I know. I've got so many things that I have to do. So many things to film. I've got products coming out of my yin yang here.
That's my other. I have so many things that have like stacked up. Now, one thing is that I want to cover I want to do a video on my router, which
Stepcraft, yes,
which has been is perfect timing. I was like, because I had bought that the beginning of July. No, in June actually. What are you doing, cat? Beginning or middle of June. And didn't end up using it until, well, it got not lost in shipping. It got caught in the Corona shipping issues. So it came freight because it was in a huge crate. And it basically took a month to get here from Connecticut because it was in a train boxcar that was just like, it's sitting in the yard, but we're getting 10 trains a day. And we're only unloading 2 a day right now. So sweet. But anyway, it came in perfect because I used the crap out of it during this.
You sure did.
And now I will have plenty of things to discuss.
How much would, not that I, even really, I mean, in hindsight, I'd like to go back like 5 years and relearn all kinds of stuff so I could be more efficient at 3D design, have a garage, buy a Stepcraft machine. But how much would one of those cost for a
around, like, for something like that one, probably right around, like, is Nicole still in here?
Just message me. Me.
Something like that one there is right around 3,000.
Okay, you won the challenge.
Yes.
Who spent more money? He did. That's another interesting thing that we should put into the next Mayhem is budget.
Now, what does budget include?
Well, you can't, like, anything you use. So like
anything you use.
Yeah. So if like you use a Ryobi drill.
That would actually be super interesting. Like if we like anything you touch, anything you touch for the build, you have to add into it. So like you're going to start, you're sitting, crisscross applesauce working on the carpet because like I'm not touching my bench.
I'm not going anywhere near it. Or you go like, or I message you and you're like, oh, what's he want? Damn it! Yeah. This is a $1,000 phone.
Yeah. Knew I should have got the iPhone C. Stupid Pro Max.
I'm going back to a flip phone for this challenge.
But if I would lose that because you'd be like,
One.
I bought this chair from a yard sale in 1979 with my first quarter I got on my paper route.
Are you talking about my chair again? Stop making fun of my old chair. Yeah, Travis suggested that if I need an instant victory, just styrene. Just styrene building.
That's what it is. This monthly mayhem, styrene. What are you guys doing? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Name it.
Whatever. Yeah, or the next monthly mayhem challenge is whatever Josh isn't good at. That's where we're going to start. And he can't buy a tool to make him good at it.
What I would do is I would buy sheets of styrene and glue them together so I could mill them.
Yeah. He somehow, Jim goes in the next morning. He's like, why are these machines gluey?
Yeah.
Why is there molten white plastic everywhere?
Right. Yes. No, that's a really fun idea. Just anything you touch, you have to add.
Camera gear excluded.
We're going to be sitting there with our L wrenches. That's like,
yeah, I've got one right here because I've got everything just. Oh, you have one too.
I've got.
Oh, from the. Yeah, I've got two as well.
Oh,
where's my other one?
I have three.
Hang on.
There's a fourth. How do I have so many L wrenches on my desk?
I got you beat again. I guarantee you.
I don't know why they came from.
6, 8.
Jesus, I'm throwing these away like right now.
10.
No idea why I have them.
11.
Trash. There.
12.
All right. Well, I technically have 0 now because I threw them away.
All right, I win. But yeah, budget challenge. That could be interesting. That would be an interesting way to kind of modify this whole thing.
I like it. Just because
people
it would
really want vans.
It would really make you think about, well, for one, we've both been in the hobby a very long time.
True.
And if I just tried to add up what was in this stupid toolbox, I mean, circle makers, add up.
That stupid thing.
Like, you know,
we could do a painting challenge too.
We could.
Whoa.
I know several. Wow, that is glossy. Did you wet sand it already?
No, that's just straight out of the can.
Wow.
That's what good prep looks like, Josh. Not a single chip brush was used.
What space heater did you use to dry it?
Although, as soon as you open the doors, it'll probably scratch all that paint right off. So
that's why I went ahead and just shoe-gooed mine shut.
Do you have one of these extra cab bodies?
No, but I had the Forerunner, which is basically the same thing.
Same thing, yeah. Same inaccuracies as the Forerunner.
Have you not thrown that damn thing away? You can't just throw tools away. Like
well, let's be clear, Josh. That is not a tool. That is a toy.
It is a tool.
It might be accurate enough to be a tool, but you're not going to use it.
I will need a circle of a certain diameter at some point, and I will be happy I have it.
All right, guys. Enough spamming of the chat with the word van. What have I started?
Oh, Josh wins for greatest number of screws used.
Oh, yeah, entirely possible. How many countersunk screws are on the bottom of that thing?
Just the bottom. Okay. Let's find that.
Count them up. I'm going to guess.
Okay, let's have an over. Oh, okay. Here's what
over under. Yeah, we'll do an over under.
We're not going to give people enough time to count. So everyone, by 7 o'clock my time, that's 5 minutes. You have to put in your guess. And I'm going to give something away as well, Matt.
I mean, I can give more stuff away. I got lots of stuff to give
We're
away.
gonna figure out what it is after I count these. So number of countersunk screws. Only the ones visible from the bottom, because there's actually a bunch of extras that hold all the 3D printed parts in from the side. I'm not even counting.
We're not counting those. Just the
Literally the bottom plane only.
Yeah.
What is your guess, Matt?
My guess, am I going to do the over under and everyone's going to guess over or under, or you just want a straight up guess?
Yep.
I'm going to say 38. You can count by not speaking, right? It's riveting. Jeremiah Solberg sent me $4.99.
Lost count.
That's great. Thank you for the $4.99, Jeremiah. Take a bin of random parts, but can't use the same frame rails. Must build a rig from axial, team associated, Red Cat, and Ascender parts. Interesting. No, I don't think it's that there's a ton in there, G9000. I think it's just that Josh is terrible at counting.
All right, I've got my number. I'm gonna count one more time.
Do another count just to be sure.
So you should be more entertaining me.
Okay, I'm gonna pick a winner of the van body.
Okay.
And because wow, the concurrent viewers went way up. Donovan Lightfoot, you're the winner. Email me, Matthew@scalebuildersguild.com, and I will send you this body. Hopefully you live in North America. No, I'm not a Gordon Lightfoot fan. I just randomly chosen a name. Donovan Lightfoot. Hey, there he is. Right on. Congrats, my man.
All right, I have the number. We've got 2 minutes of guessing left, and I should come up with some sort of prize.
Don't give away the Matt signal.
No. Things that are shelf worthy are never giveaway worthy.
No dumpsters either.
No, dumpster and a Matt signal, 2 of my prized possessions.
Did I ever show anybody that I've got signed SCX-10.3 skids from the designer and the product developer?
That is a pretty cool
That's
touch.
Pretty cool. Eh? I'm gonna do like a mirror or a shadow box, I think, and put that up on the wall. That's
so
cool.
You know what I do have, since the giveaway thing.
An eye patch. Have you got an eye patch there, Josh? Arr. The Rock Pirates gave me that. What do you got?
What we have is a failure to communicate. What we have here is a very large box of takeoff items.
Are you going to give away some junk from the TRX-6?
Let's see.
How very generous of you.
Well, I'm not saying that's it. It's going to be good.
An XL5 and a 21-turn Titan motor.
How in the world did you guess? You're going to win a stock ESC and motor combo.
Both of them together?
Both of them together.
Incredible.
It can be wired in one of 2 directions by simply switching 2 convenient bullet plugs.
So it'll go in both forward and reverse?
To be noted, the battery connector has been desoldered.
Why aren't we working for Traxxas? We think of the things we could sell.
So I was going to give you the option of an under tray piece, but these are massive and I don't want to ship them. So
oh boy, I'm shipping a whole body.
Well, I gave away a van body last Friday. So
look at this. I even made an under tray template for this truck, and then I didn't even
That looks.
make it.
I thought that was mine. Weird. It looks the exact same.
Right? I was like, yeah, well, that gives me enough steering on that side, so good. And then this will be the full width. Why didn't I just do this?
All right. Let's see. I'm going to see who got it right. Wow, that's a lot of people who said answers.
Oh, I know. It's
Hey,
all
Pleco
over.
Nation gave me $4.99. I appreciate it,
Noise.
sir.
Noise.
So I'm going to see if I can find the very first person that would have come up with the number. You know what I didn't say either is that you should have only been able to guess once. I'm going to check to see if I find the first person who said it, and then I'm going to see if I can find their name above that again to make sure that even if you guessed more than once, it was your first guess only that won.
Yeah, first guess only. Because you could type numbers in there forever.
Exactly. Because I see some people who've been guessing. Well, actually, one person has guessed a bunch, but the same number. Wow, I actually.
Parts tree challenge. Make a vehicle out of the 9 million parts trees all our skiers have. Well, I keep all mine, so.
I do not. I get rid of that stuff.
So I should get rid of it.
Okay, I found a winner.
All right.
Now
excellent.
I'm going to go up and make sure that this person. I'm going to copy his comment just so I have his name saved. And I already see it was not his first guess.
Shame on.
Just above
Fool me
it.
once. Shame on you.
Let's see if we
twice,
can.
Can't fool me again.
Unless there's no other.
That seems very, very specific that there's only one person who guessed it.
Well, I see a lot of people guessing another number, and it was at the very end.
Oh.
So it makes me think that people went back because I did post a very clear picture of it on Instagram.
Wow. Because if they're getting it absolutely totally right.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, all at the very end, like when there was enough time to go find that picture and then guess.
This is riveting stuff.
I
can
know.
Tell that
so
people
we're gonna
are just all over it.
I'm gonna go through and find that. But we're gonna see. I also have a feeling that I miscounted.
Imagine that you did miscount and someone goes back to your Instagram photo, goes, you're wrong. You can't count.
So we're gonna see. I'm gonna count one more time. The good news is that the chat doesn't go away, so I can go back and confirm, and then pick the winner. And yeah, there we go. I will post that information. Yeah. Oh, someone's right here. Video right here says I cheated.
I
cheated. It wouldn't even be better if I went with a number that I miscounted, like instead the number that was.
Yeah, you're like, nope, sorry, this is the correct number.
No, actually, we'll see.
This is riveting. Just choose a winner already.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to announce it yet.
What? Why not?
Because for one, I have to recount.
Incredible.
All right. Yes, you find one more topic, and while you do, I'm going to check one other thing. Because for one, the other thing is that I actually can't scroll up that far on the live chat. I have to go back and watch the replay.
Gosh. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to talk about is shipping.
Oh.
Shipping is driving me crazy right now. If you don't ship with FedEx, UPS, or DHL, don't expect your package to arrive in any kind of reasonable amount of time. I am doing build, a giveaway build with cruiser gear, which is a really cool Instagram website. They do all kinds of Toyota themed merchandise, so like Land Cruisers, Hiluxes, whatever. They've got all kinds of really great merch, and I tend to wear a lot of their stuff. I'm not wearing it right now, but they do really cool stuff. Blake is a really nice guy, and they do a full-size truck giveaway. If you buy stuff on their website, like a shirt, a hat, a keychain, I think he does hammocks. He's got all kinds of cool stuff. If you buy any of that stuff, everything you buy, every $5 that you spend, you get an entry to win a full-size Land Cruiser. He's giving away a Land Cruiser FJ62.
And it's a
like
good
an
looking truck.
87, and it's a great looking truck. It is like, I think it's reasonably restored. I think it's like a Cruisers Inc. or something. I can't remember the name of the company that does these restorations, but it's a good looking restoration. And he just gives the truck away to somebody who bought something from his store. So Noob and I, we were like, how can we, like, we love this store. We'd love to give something away in conjunction with this giveaway and kind of show people there's like this whole other market of tiny trucks that look like the big trucks. So we got one of those 3D printed Manitou Lou FJ Cruiser 62 series bodies. Noob did all the prep on it, so he glued it all together, did 400 hours of sanding, and then primed it, and has shipped it to me. RC 4-Wheel Drive got involved. They're sponsoring the giveaway as well, so they gave us a long wheelbase chassis to put this body on.
Yeah.
I'm going to do all the painting and detail work, and we're going to make it look essentially, I mean, except for a couple of small details, essentially like the full-size one, and give it away to the person who wins the full-size truck.
The person who gets the full-size truck is going to get both?
Yep.
Oh.
I know. It's a good prize.
It is a good prize. And at the same time, it's like, it's such a good prize, but they're already going to be so overwhelmed by winning a full size. Like,
yeah, I know you almost would be like, it'd be better to give it away to somebody else.
Right. But then they're going to be like, oh, I was the second place winner and I get it. No.
I get a tiny truck. Oh, this is stupid. I don't want that.
So but I think it is best to go to the winner. Like,
yeah, exactly. Right. And then, for promotional purposes afterwards, you can put the little one on the big one and take pictures. Mm-hmm. And, it's a cool way to give away a neat prize. So it'll be a ready to run truck. But here's the problem. We're getting close to the end of this giveaway. And I think it happens at the end of September. And now is September.
Right.
And I've got to finish this truck. Richard shipped it to me express over a week and a half ago. And it hasn't left the U.S. yet.
Express.
Yeah. Spent $80 to ship it to me. I mean, I paid him back for it, obviously. But,
wow.
Yeah, it's still sitting in Chicago somewhere, like a distribution center. And I'm getting super nervous because, the less time I have to finish this truck, the less time I have to get it to Blake in order to, like, make the delivery for the whole, thing. And
yeah, because you got to ship it to him.
Yeah, I got to ship to him. And he's in, like, Utah or Colorado or something. So it's like, it's going I'm, like, losing my mind because I've got so much to do on it. It's literally just a primed shell. It needs, like, it's not going to get an interior at this point. I probably wasn't going to get one anyway. I mean, the person who gets it probably wouldn't appreciate the fact that it had one. But it's going to be a ready to run truck. I just need to get it done. So I need it to be here. Also, selfishly, I did buy a Felony, and that was shipped 12 days ago. And it still hasn't left Chicago either. It went from Champaign to Chicago and is just sitting there.
Which is like a stone's throw. I mean, it's just
hours away. Not even, right?
It's like a few hours.
Yeah.
No, nothing. So, yeah, my 1/5 scale motorcycle shipped from China on the 13th of last month, and I haven't even seen a movement on it. Just says that it's been sanitized and shipped, and I have the tracking number.
That's weird because I'm getting stuff from AliExpress. I got it pretty quick actually.
Yeah.
But it's so frustrating. I don't know what's going on. Especially like stuff going to Canada. Like, why would you slow that down?
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway.
That's. Oh yeah, the what Ben was saying. RC Speedy ships. Actually, Ben, I know he got one of these chassis the other day too. I bought one, and it's a Capra tube chassis.
Oh yeah, cool.
And it's from a guy on Instagram. He's got a website too. RC Speedy. And yeah, it shipped it got to me from Hong Kong in like 4 days.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Super fast. It's a stainless steel tube chassis. It's pretty decent quality. It's cold welded. So it's TIG welded, but it's called cold welding.
Yeah.
So it gives you a pretty good looking weld. But it's a little bit of a different process, and it's kind of cool. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
My chat broke for a little while there.
Mine did too. So I think YouTube had a little deal. Mine's catching up now and kind of because actually I see that I missed
I missed a donation too.
Jeremiah was on mine.
Oh, RC Patina guy sent me $4.99, and he has a guess for you as well.
Aha.
6,308.
I will say that I had to go refill my screws from the office. So I make myself these little packs like this.
Oh, nice.
And these look like 14 millimeters, but these are countersunk, button head, cap head. So
toss a bag of those in for me on my next order.
Right. So I made myself an 8, 10, 12, and a 14 of these. So, but I refill my screw bin because this is set up for 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and then 18, 20, 22.
That's a good idea.
But I just mix them. Like the 8s are button head, socket head, countersunk, all in one pot.
Yeah.
Because it's easy enough. But
cool. Donovan's in NorCal. Excellent. I can deal with that as long as you can deal with the long shipping times.
Dale, kind of disappointed. Josh got my order today, and no T-Rex Baby Yoda lightsaber drawing.
Oh, boo!
You know what? I didn't even get a request. I didn't even hear about it. So Dan must have just seen it and said, "Not going and talking to Josh."
Oh, CCXRC checked in. Hey, buddy, how are you, man? We might want to get him involved. We might want to get Tony involved in one of these challenges one of these times.
One of these deals.
Yeah, I'm sure he would be a good competitor.
Yes, I agree. One of those things for sure. I know we've talked about a couple of them. Would be so many options.
Yeah, shipping sucks to me. It usually doesn't. Usually stuff gets to me real quick. A-Main always does a really good job with my stuff. I doubt that it's the current situation. It's like up until 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, everything was coming along pretty snappy. This shirt came real quick.
Yeah, we've had, every once in a while things just get crazy. I've had my shipping reps in. I had my UPS shipping rep in today, talking with her. We were talking about just some of their new systems and things like that. And UPS states that their shipping times right now are doing really well.
Yeah.
Even internationally, where I know USPS is the one that's kind of suffering.
I think that's the one that I'm dealing with mostly here.
Yeah. So
yeah, if it's FedEx, UPS, DHL, no problem.
But
DHL though is always the weird one. Although I do like their service the best because they text me when a package has been shipped.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, if there's going to be duty, do you want to pay it now and just get it over with? And they take PayPal, and it's like a really great system. They text me when they deliver it. It's fantastic.
I don't have to deal with any of that, but
Uh-huh.
DHL always seems to have like the shadiest drivers here. Like, did you get fired from Amazon? And then like
their uniforms are the filthiest. Like the red and yellow always looks so grimy.
Yeah, like just got done working at Jiffy Lube. Now I gotta go run my DHL route. I think it's because those boxes from China are always covered in that very specific grease. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but every time you get something from there, you're just like, I can smell this China. Like,
and they do that really spectacular packing tape.
Yeah, the transparency brown packing tape.
And they like, oh, here, I have one right here. Because obviously I've got a box. I think I got a dog toy shipped from Amazon, and this came from China. Yeah, it was a dog toy, but there you go.
Yeah.
This is every single box from China.
Yeah. Yep. RC Patina guy, thanks for the donation. My other guess, 6,309.
Oh, wow. You just eliminated. Well, no, that's not like an over-under. So $1.
So, and I will find out who won, but there were so many little entry that I can't scroll up far enough to see them. So I have to go back and I will find out who won. And I will make a post. You guys will have to check my Instagram.
Tony, CCXRC goes, my, dare I say it, Angry Bird grill for his Jeep was ordered from LED Factory Mart on June 6th and just arrived September 1st.
Wow.
Tony, did you really get an angry grill for your Jeep?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that
anymore. The winning number is either 66 or 67. I counted 66, but so many people get 67 that I'm pretty sure I miscounted. And
wow.
So
that's a lot. That's like double what I thought.
It's 67 screws, which that is a lot more than I thought as well.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I don't want that under tray now.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Like
there's a lot going on there.
And that's just the ones that are seen here. You know, there's all the ones on the side, and then
G9000 said, this is why Josh's room is neat and yours is a horror story.
Oh,
yes, I can find something, but joke's on you, G9000. Josh's room, just outside of this small window, is also a horror show. My plan this week, I'm working tomorrow from home, but once work is done, I am hitting this room and I am going to just start throwing things away. Because it's like stupid junk that I never will sell. So if it's not reasonable that somebody might actually want, tossing it. Done.
I have so many things to sell, so many things to get rid of, so many I'm not kidding. I have projects that I've looked at and I'm just like, I have to sell it now. I'm not going to touch it. I have so many other projects I'm going to add. I'm never going to touch it. So I'm going to sell my Air Ride Bronco, my 1.9 Wraith, possibly my Sendero down there, possibly this TRX4 Sport in here. Like so many things. It's just they're piling up.
Yeah,
and then I have some that I just know are not going to sell.
Yeah, it pains me to say this, but I think I might have to sell the Hummer.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to find a buyer for that.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's a few other odds and ends projects that are sort of like half started, not finished, that I think I just got to clear out because I'm never going to get to them.
Yep. Yeah, that's. Oh, Ben says, and 2 Rippers. Yes, those 2 Rippers. Also,
yeah, and those 2 Rippers
going to go for sale.
Yeah.
Number 75 and number 135. And then number 2 is just out of camera view. I should pane and just see that. So just three Rippers all in one.
Nice. That's cool. How long did the Gladiator take to ship? I don't have a Gladiator yet. A lot of people do. I've seen a lot of them on Instagram. I'm gonna get one. I'm getting one. There's no question. I'm gonna get one.
Yeah. Oh, CCX, appreciate that. New Friday night build. I buy a Vanquish kit and Josh builds it on one of his live streams while I make jokes in the chat.
Oh, money. CCXRC sent me $10. Thanks, Tony. I got the Angry Bird grill because it's taboo. Have to have it match my SCX10, so it was a must. I can't wait to see that. I will happily make fun of you.
Yeah. Yes, I will as well.
Oh, Highway to Hell sent me $5. Australian money. I'll pay you to ask Josh, how's the Enduro giveaway going? LOL.
So that is high on my list as well. Mainly because I want to use my router some more. So I have other things that I want to make for it. I want to TIG weld something. The weather has, well, I say this right now, and it's supposed to be hot as crap the next 4 days or whatever. But it had kind of come down. But I want to weld something. So
I got to do some metal work too. I like brazing because it's all I can do here. But I'm going to definitely do that.
I actually really enjoy brazing as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, it can be so clean.
Yep.
Like my class, what were those things we were building for? Scale Nationals. I brazed.
It's postponed.
All of my class 3 truck. A lot. I mean, I brazed a lot of that, and it's fun. It's different.
Yeah.
It's
clean. Therapeutic too.
So I think I brazed a lot of my class 2 there. I want to I want to work on my class 2 again as well. Because that's the only Nationals truck I didn't sell. So I'm going to keep that one.
You're a glutton for punishment.
That's the only one I didn't sell. And it's just, I have new plans for a class 1. Again, more stuff I want to get done. And yeah,
it's time for me to clear out some of these projects that I know I'm not going to finish, or trucks that I haven't run in a very long time. There's no point in keeping them if they're just going to sit on the shelf.
Well, you know, I don't
well, I mean, I'm not like, it's not, I'm the steam power truck's not going to go on the block, and
right.
The half track certainly won't either, or the Ripper won't, but I drive that. But like,
my Ripper probably won't see any use in 2020.
Mine won't. Yeah, that's for sure.
Because normally I drive my Ripper at Axial Fest, and then I get it prepped just before the next Axial Fest and drive it at that, and then it waits until. And I usually grab it to do prep, and I'm like, oh crap! I remember when I didn't do that before the last one and was going. And so yeah.
Harry Miller says that he wants the jelly bean. You would not be the only one. There's a lot of people on that list, but Ben Vanitas, he's got first dibs, first right of refusal on that truck. If I ever decide to sell it, that is.
So that is a cool truck. I really enjoy that one as well.
Thank you. Even though it is weird looking.
It is very weird looking.
It's the most weirdest truck. Oh, Alan Thomas sent me $5. Thanks very much. I wanted to challenge you in your OMG 6x6 against my SMT this weekend at the... Oh, yeah. Shoot. There was a drag racing event this weekend, which I won't be able to attend because I don't have a motor for my drag car yet. Although I do. Yeah, maybe I can make that work. But the 6x6 definitely won't be running at that. Unless I kick it down the thing.
Yeah, there is a race wars here in our area this weekend. It's for no prep. It's $100 buy-in.
Ooh.
And I mean,
you're not obviously entering that.
Well, I was going to take the TRX6 there, but I blew a tire and I just didn't want it to be unfair.
You didn't want to put all those cars to shame.
You're right. So,
Although I
know.
saw you doing some pulls there, it doesn't look like it. It would be very
Well, there
good
was a
drag
bad
racing.
tire. It wanted to go a little right, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not the only problem.
yeah.
Tony said, good thing you took before photos.
You didn't. Oh, my challenge would have been so good.
I might have won with that, though. People have been like, damn, he broke it.
That's true.
Right? People might have been like, I got to give him a vote. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, my truck looks almost no different than the Star. Rubber never came off the ground on mine.
Yes, it did. You three.
But I'm saying but it was still on the rubber at that point. It just was on.
Okay. Do I have the Trail Runner still? Yes, Mike, but I'm using that for the extra cab because after 1987 they were IFS. Somebody said something funny. Oh, not funny, but JD Lawn Care, just to let me know, I'm over 40K subs now. That happened just now.
Look at you go.
Nice. You're close to 50K. Is that what truck are you giving away for that? The Enduro?
Yes, that custom Enduro.
Nice. So you better get that done.
Yes. We'll probably be there within the month. So I need to have that ready soon.
Take the Mercedes F1 style panel off the wall. Orange Crush doesn't like it. What's going on with your sound there, pal?
Mine?
Yeah. Get that boom mic out of the frame, too. Pull your camera down.
Oh, that's on. Yeah. I'll only have 2 rippers in the frame instead. That way you don't have to see. Yeah,
I don't feel so bad now. Yeah. I only have 1 ripper.
Well, I only have 1 too. These 2 are not mine.
Yeah, they're not yours.
They're just here because
you're the shop guy on those ones, right? You're just building them to build.
Well, I didn't build them. No, they got delivered to me from the guy who was building them. So
who was building them? Bob?
Bob.
Yeah.
Yep. He lives near me. So he drove them to me and then I will take them. Dale C with the donation bought the Incision spring kit. What color is what? Also, why is the nut driver a 4mm shaft while the others are 3.5? Time to bust out the ground. I don't know what that means.
I think he's talking about your driver kit, isn't he?
We don't have a 4mm. Oh, the nut driver. Yes. Yeah, the nut driver is just a large. I wouldn't bust out a grinder. I would slightly open up the handle instead with a drill bit.
Yeah, that's what I would do. If
you were going to try and put nut driver tips into regular tooltip handles rather than the nut driver handles. So the reason was it was just like when you get those big 8mm wheel nuts, it felt a little bit springy. So we just went up a little bit. And since it was a different tool, we were just like, doesn't really matter. But yeah, anyway, I am adding the TRX6 cable lockouts to my Thingiverse right now because somebody was asking, so I was just going to throw that up there right now.
Sam Siebert did mention that your truck might have left the ground when it hit your foot.
I'm saying the last week.
Only. Okay.
Oh, there was other times when it
most certainly left the ground.
Yes. Yeah. Let me tell you, when I went to go do the paint work on this here roll bar, I had to sand out some significant scratches.
Yeah. If you didn't know, it's white plastic underneath the chrome.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Let me tell you, there are 3 different spray paints on this roll bar. Because first of all, I used
you're great at painting. First of all,
I used my trusty Rust-Oleum trim and bumper paint, which is fantastic. Except while this can is 85% full, it has no more in it. It's just, it's all just button and no. So
no foof anymore.
oh yeah, it's all out of that. So then I grabbed a can of PS5 since I had a light coat of black on it. Shot a little PS5 on it, and that can also that was out. So I had to grab another can.
Wow. Yeah. I'm so glad that your skills in painting are not. Actually, I'm really disappointed that your skills at painting aren't like the rest of your skills.
Yeah, I feel like if I just bought better paint stuff, I would instantly become better. I feel like if you just spend money on things, it makes you better.
No, it's not usually how it goes.
I just think I just need a good airbrush, and then I'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Airbrush painting with Josh. I would love to see that. Holy heck.
I want one of those. I want one of those Grex. You ever seen those?
Yeah. Yeah.
They look like a mini paint gun. There's a trigger.
Yep.
I feel like a trigger I can deal with.
Hold on. Where's my? I have something like that somewhere. I may have to get up,
But they're still in the
be
room.
around here somewhere. Yeah, I have a trigger nozzle. Here it is. Just get one of these guys, and you stick it right on the edge of the can.
Oh,
and then you can spray with it.
I mean, that seems.
They call it the can gun.
Is that what Hemistorm uses?
Yeah, Hemistorm uses this all the time. We're gonna get him on the show, right?
Yes. We have to just coordinate his time. I've heard good things about the Grex, Benson. So Grex is usually at some of the hobby shows that I go to, like the dealer shows, and he always has like the big easel set up, and you can test them, and they're so awesome. I'm telling you, I'm like, I could be a painter with this. Like I hold it up and I use. I'm just like, I could do this.
I'm an expert.
Like,
I can totally.
I could make things a different color. Right?
Yeah. Oh.
I tried to upload. Thingiverse is having a problem right now. They have a big banner across the top and garbage.
G9000. I did finish the C2X. The video series was done. Took it out, did a nice run with it, and then somebody made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So out the door it went. It's usually how it goes, right? Like a lot of these trucks, I can't keep everything. And if someone makes me a good offer, got to turn it into more trucks.
Usually, because there's
works around here.
And while we are very fortunate to be able to receive lots of trucks to play with and things like that,
very fortunate.
They also do become very expensive projects.
Yes, it's true. Despite the fact that the truck might come to you for consideration or a discount or whatever, still put a lot of money into these things.
Yeah, especially like a new kit, and you're like, oh, cool. It's a kit.
Sweet.
It's worth however much in there. Like,
don't
forget you got to put $600 of electronics in this.
Yeah, exactly. That stuff adds up really quickly. All my tires are still glued. There's no debeating at all.
I'm oh my god, Sookie. Can you hear her?
Yeah.
Those
I can.
RTX. So Dale, I don't actually know the color of the springs off the top of my head, and I was trying to see, and we don't have that on the website, and I should.
Yeah, you definitely should. I remember asking the same question. You guys actually were able to give me an answer at one point, but I don't remember now either.
I know. I think red is soft, blue is medium, yellow is firm. Because I think blue is what comes on the incision shocks out of the bag, and that's the medium rate. Red is what comes in the kits, and that is soft.
So
and
yellow
must
be firm.
Yes. I'm
You know,
almost positive I'm correct.
these would look pretty good on the Inferno, I think.
Aha. Is your Inferno in usable condition?
I don't know. I haven't fired it up since since that challenge.
Yeah. Mine is not. The body is melted in the rear, and the motor is it decided to say, I'm done, I'll just stay here in
Yeah,
this position forever.
The thing about that is your car body melted because you lit it on fire with chemicals.
I didn't light it on fire, it caught on fire.
No, you I thought you had to do something to get it to light on fire.
I mean, the fire wasn't intentional.
Mm-hmm. You dirty cheater.
That's yeah. Convert it to electric and run that monkey. Like, it's just, am I gonna drive an a 8-scale on-road car that much?
You're not gonna drive it.
Well, I might not.
Wait, how many knots is that?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
This front tire really took the brunt of the abuse, but it's still in one piece.
What is surprising is how much the breaking off or rubbing off of your color rings on the wheels added to the appearance of extreme damage.
Yes.
Because it looks like you shattered wheels almost every time that those broke.
Right. Luckily, they're just, C8 on there, and they were very thin prints, right? They were like 1 mil prints. But it did make it look a lot worse than it was.
It did, especially when they were kind of like hanging off.
Hanging off, yeah.
They're like, oh, wow. Like, that looks really bad. Matt crashed because half his tires were backwards.
Right. Well,
one side was always trying to go the other way.
That's it. That's all it was. I think actually they performed the best when they went through the sprinkler. It just like shot the water right out.
Yeah. That's let's see.
I went to the dump today, by the way.
Oh, look at you.
Well, because that's where we take our household hazardous waste.
Oh.
So I got rid of...
They had a battery drop?
Yeah, I got rid of a bunch of batteries today, actually. Some that had been sitting here getting puffy for eons. And it was like, you know what? Let's just take them all today.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, that's a lot of beaucoup bucks you spent on batteries there, bud. And I was like, yeah. It probably was. But I got a lot of use out of them, so...
I would, it's obviously past the deadline and all that, but the 6535 current.
I can't. Oh, yeah. People like the styling of your truck. Oh. People liked the styling of your truck. No, it looked good. It did. It's minimal styling, and that's probably, like I said, I probably
not a real
just
flashy guy.
No, that's
like subtleness.
Yeah, subtlety is usually where you're at. Now, what am I going to do with a VXL 8S?
See, that's why I'm like, this truck is staying exactly like it is. Because there's, I have no use otherwise for a VXL 8S. And this truck was, I think that it has there is a future in Traxxas Go Fast 6x6s.
I don't disagree. I honestly think that if they were, keen to the idea, they could do a special edition and it would sell very well.
Probably would. Some beefy sway bars, some short shocks.
If you are watching, which you might be, because I know they've been following along with this challenge, we're just saying there could be a market here for a special edition SBG Harleydesigns Inc.
Yeah. They're
6
way
by
up for
6
cross
speed
promotion.
edition. They've done it before. We're like
like Robbie
big,
Gordon.
right?
Yeah. Snap on Robbie Gordon, Harley Designs, Scale Builders Guild. Like,
It's all right there in the same thing.
it's just kind of go, down that ladder.
Craig thinks I should go electric on my Inferno as well. You know what? I still got a lot of nitro fuel here. I kind of need to use it up first.
Yeah. That's Arma 6x6 infraction.
Oh, wow. 6x6 felony.
Yeah. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
All right. What's broken here? What do I need to buy?
How many pieces in the front are not broken? You should start with that.
Well, let's see. No, that link is broken. That link is broken. I snapped the links like right at the thread.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I have not seen Traxxas links snap like that.
No, usually you don't. The front axle appears to be okay. The drive shaft is broken.
Saw that was broke.
But still smooth, clean movement. Maybe because the gears inside are completely shattered. Definitely frame rails.
Yeah.
Oh. The front shock towers and
well, yeah, being that they're the inner fender.
Yeah. Looks like the transmission might also be borked.
Really?
Well, it's very heavily bent. Like the motor, this whole section here, like the servo is pressing straight up against the motor, and the motor is pressing very much like the whole motor plate is doing this. So
that's so broken. That's so impressive. That is so much energy.
It was a big crash.
How was the driver?
Oh, well, he's fine. He's missing his steering wheel, but he's still alive. He's all in one piece. He's like not even hurt. But he's like, actually, maybe his arms are like he's just in shock. He's like,
yeah.
The rear of the truck is fine. The battery tray is not fine.
Next competition. See who can make their TRX6 the shortest by hitting curbs.
I dramatically affected the wheelbase. Let's just count up some squares here.
Yeah, you're cheating. We said the wheelbase had to stay the same.
Well, it happened at the end, so it should be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a 12-inch wheelbase now between the front and rear axle. So it's
between the front and rear axle?
Oh, sorry, front and middle axle.
Oh, okay. So
actually less than 12. It's 11 point.
Oh my God, you're counting squares.
It's 11 point. Oh, sorry, I'll get a ruler. I know you hate it when I count these squares, but they are accurate. They are inches long.
They're not. You have never got a dimension right one time while counting squares.
Okay, shut up. You're right. It's a 10.5-inch wheelbase now. So 10.5-inch between the front and middle axle, but the rear axles are the same distance apart still.
Well, that's good. Yeah, 10.5.
Yeah, 10.5.
So you went from 12.5 to 10.5.
I lost a few inches.
Well, two.
Couple. Sorry, I lost a couple inches. Oof.
Yeah, that's metric, please, not bananas per second.
Who said that? That's funny.
Oh my God. Sergio Martin
that's good.
Dominguez? Something like that. Amazing.
The sprinklers were cold. They shot right at me.
Matt wins the shortest truck.
Man.
So are Traxxas RC cars the toughest in your opinion? Seems pretty damn tough to me to take all that abuse. I mean,
it's not drivable in this condition, but yes, I would
I,
most wholeheartedly agree that
I don't
this
know
is
that
a
there's any
pretty tough
other
truck.
stock ready to run vehicle we could have used as a base to do that and
Yeah.
had anywhere near, like,
Nowhere
like
near the same level
there's,
of performance. First of all, out of that gearbox alone, like that is just incredible that
yeah,
it
I
can
mean,
go that fast.
the, the, the gearbox, the drive shafts, we never touched the drive shafts. I had some concerns about that.
Yep.
The,
You and I both had concerns about the SSD parts too, and they held up
yep.
spectacularly.
My mid axle has got some issues there.
Yeah.
That's where some of my serious play is happening. But you know, those parts were never designed for this type of
Oh my gosh. No.
ridiculousness. So I won't fault him at that.
Servo sounds like it's fine, Reggie. No grinding, no crunching. Still lots of range of movement. This was the Power Hobby brushless high voltage 760. Because it's what I had available that would just plug in and work. I wanted to use one of the Reefs servos that I had, but they were all high voltage ones, and I didn't feel like doing any soldering.
Yeah, so I had bought that cap pack as well.
Oh yeah, right.
And
Did you use it?
I did not. I same. I just didn't have time to get into the soldering of it.
Yeah.
And
there were
and
so
all
many
of that.
other things I had to do. That was like, I just need plug and play right now.
Yeah, the way those mid axles torque wheelied on launch was crazy. So yeah, it was kind of funny. Like when you looked at the either side view, you could tell how one of the two axles on either side would spin up differently, and it was just because those two mid axles torque oppositely. So, a stiff sway bar would have helped that type of thing. I don't think that affected me much at speed because I was rolling into everything. So those diffs and the torque twist wasn't unloading quite the same. But
yeah. I found that what ended up happening for me is that, I'd get so far into a run and I'd only be at like a third throttle, and I'd be like, well, I got to add more throttle.
yeah,
And then
got to do it.
Add it, but add it too quickly. And, range on the radio, I would definitely say was a big factor. Road quality, another big factor. And then aerodynamics at the very end of that.
Radio, I think, would have been the biggest. I wish that they had more range out of their radio. Would have been great. I will have to say their app was magical to use, and
so great.
That really made things so much more convenient. People are like, you can't trust that. I'm like, we were both using the same thing, so I can trust it just fine. And I checked it against my Dynamite GPS, and it was the same. So
they were spot on within, like half a mile per hour or whatever.
Well, yeah, the Traxxas only reads full miles per hour,
right.
And where my Dynamite would do 0.1 increments, and so it was good.
Yeah, it was close enough for jazz. Sam Siebert said something very funny here. Matt, you turned your truck from a G-Wagon into a Ram. Yep, that's the comment of the night. That's really good. I like that a lot because it's so true. I rammed it good.
Oh yeah, there's tons of radios that are option. I would use a Futaba over anything.
Oh sure,
especially for range and things like that, like in quality. Like if I was going to do actual speed runs, I would be using a Futaba. But that was not. We needed to use the app because Matt and I were using the same tech. Made everything fair.
That was part of the challenge. It was to keep everything kind of in the same tech realm, and that way we're both using the same hardware, and we can both compare numbers that way too, right? Everything stays exactly.
It's just another one of those factors that makes things more even, more consistent. It was great.
So great.
The unibody wheeler here's got a question for you, Matt. With the TPU printed front mount,
Yep.
Did it flex enough to scrape the front end on the ground during your run?
Yes, it did. That was one of the problems that I had with that, is that it actually, there was so much drag that it did push the front splitter into the ground, which caused me to kind of kick up the rear. So that lasted a few runs, and then it did crack, but not at the TPU portion, just at the regular PLA. So I just pulled it off. But yeah, I would do that again for something
Yeah.
that I wanted to have a soft mount on, for flexibility's sake. It worked brilliantly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and that was the soft mount, I think was nice. And that was kind of the same reasoning that I wanted to use Lexan.
Yeah.
Just because of, you know, trying to keep
Yeah.
things forgiving in some ways.
I think if I were to do this again, I would do a more traditional air dam. I thought I was losing aerodynamics by having that on there, because, you know, I went faster without it. But I think that was just an aberration, just a good run.
Yeah, you know, I think that, and part of it is that, like, when you broke all yours and you were, you know, kind of didn't know where to go with it, and you're like, I might just go run it with that. I'm like, I don't know that our aerodynamics are holding us back on speed. I think it was just on controllability.
Yeah. That was the biggest issue, 100%.
So, yeah, that was.
Gene Master sent me $5. I think again, thank you very much. I'm building my first 3D printed body. Congrats. 1964 Takano line printed in 4 pieces for his Enduro Sendero. Good choice. That'll be fun. I like printed bodies, provided you don't go into a lot of like super hot sun. Like,
Well, he's in Australia, so at least he won't have that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Maybe not direct sun. Certainly don't leave it in your car.
Right.
Or your ute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's.
It is a little clicky in there.
Is that?
There's one little click.
One little clicky spot. That could be worse.
Yeah, that's no big deal. I can use that again. Put
Yeah.
in the next speed run car.
I mean, it'd be a shame to only get 45 seconds of runtime out of that circuit.
These servos aren't good at all. It only lasts in 45 seconds. Crap.
Driving
Junk.
down one street.
I was just driving down the street. Yeah. Tony said they aren't supposed to turn in this car anyway. True.
Jeremiah says, "Oh, I got my windows masked off for painting. I should be trusted to do that. I'm not painting the bed. I should be trusted to do that. I'm not painting the bed."
Why? Nick LaRusso wants to know why we didn't go to 8S.
Well, the motor is only a 4S rated motor, so 6S was already starting to push it. Although I will say that my cooling,
your cooling helped a lot.
It did, because on 4S I was hitting consistently 120, 130. I put that cooling system on there, and I'm sitting 90, 95 after multiple runs.
That's amazing.
It was. I never would have expected that.
WTF for the WTF FTW.
Yeah, exactly. Wild Turbo Fan.
Wild Turbo Fans. It sounds like a band name.
Right?
That's Moose Jaw's new band. Wild Turbo Fans. Live at the Coliseum. I'm disassembling things so I can take an inventory of what I need to buy.
Yeah. I want to see what the total is versus what the total would be of buying a new one.
Yeah, I wonder if it's. I mean, yeah, kind of like.
I want to versus buying a new one and selling the body.
Yeah. Like
I just
I can't even reuse these because
no.
this one's cracked right through the center. Like I broke pieces in ways that you should not even be
No.
breaking them.
That forces shouldn't normally be seen in a TRX. Like,
I wonder, like I'm obviously we're gonna send an email to our contact at Traxxas thanking them for
yes.
providing these trucks and all of their great service along the way. And I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna say I'm rebuilding it to get it back to working condition. Thank you very much. This has been a blast. The end.
Yeah, you should send them an inventory of that final.
These are the things I broke.
Yeah, you just be like, we're so happy with this truck that did so well, even on my last devastating impact at 60 miles an hour. Here's the simple list of things that were damaged.
Yeah, just a quick inventory for you, just as an FYI, in case you need to do any R&D on why trucks are breaking.
And it's in case you wanted to update your Christmas card list, here's my address.
Here's my address. It's always nice when you can just take the axle right off because all the links are already broken. But just like here, I don't. It's not really. It's hard to see on film. But this is straight, right?
What part?
So like this.
Okay.
This part. Imagine this is straight. Okay, so there we go. That's straight. But look at that motor.
Yeah, that looks like it's got the cross RC tilt.
Yeah. It's not supposed to have that. And all this bent stuff here, that's not plastic. Those are the frame rails. It's so bent.
I mean, everything about that. It is amazing.
It's so good. If I was gonna lose, I was gonna lose the whole way.
Yeah. I'm the best at losing.
The shocks all look to be okay. Nope, the front. No.
No.
The rears are fine. The fronts are most definitely not fine. Yeah. All right. That's it for Carnage.
Yeah. This was a good one. I think what I'm going to do is order sushi, celebrate, and go to bed early.
Very nice. Yeah, I've got a big day tomorrow. I've got another Ford project in the works. So got my clients on a Zoom at 10 a.m. my time. So we should probably end this one rather soon.
I think we should do that as well. It was a great challenge.
The best. I love doing these with you, man. Let's do more.
Yes, we have plenty of more things to do.
That we do.
Nicole and I came to an agreement. She has to leave the last 2 weeks of Monthly Mayhem every time. She said, deal. You should do one next month. So,
oh wow, quick to get rid of you.
Yeah,
it's always
get rid of her.
Yeah, quick to leave you. I think
quick to leave me. There you go. There you go.
That's better.
All right.
Yeah, Donovan, make sure to email me so I can send you that van body. Matthew at scalebuildersguild.com.
I am going to go back through the live chat as soon as this video processes and find out who was the first to guess 67 screws, even if they were the first person to count them if need be.
Even if that's the case. Thanks, everybody. This was a great one. Thank you, Traxxas. Yes. Thank you, Proline. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Traxxas, SBG, and Proline. I bought my Proline tires. Thank you.
So I bought this shirt. Oh wait, no, I didn't buy this shirt.
I was like, I got that shirt. I didn't buy it.
I bought the Malibu body. That's on the way. So,
ooh, nice.
Fun
all right.
Stuff. Thanks,
Done.
guys.
Later.
Take care. Bye-bye.